Namaste. Today I came to discuss. Last week, just we were discussing about something about how can we understand about God. Just we were discussing on that issue. So we raised at that time just around 5 questions from of them. Just we discussed only 2 parts. Today we will try to complete all of them because it's better if we understand each part. So last week what we were discussing was just raising different kind of the question. The first question what we raised is who am I? Just when we respond this kind of the question, just we understand us and to close that helps us to close to God and then we need to understand about His and His kingdom. The second way what we learned was where we came from. So we discussed that one. We came from God, from heaven, not from this world, because we saw the Bible verse, what the Bible said about this issue. Today, the third part is why we come to this world. Why we come to this world? We come to this world not simply just like animal to live and to pass or to die, but God planned, God put us to live in this world to do one thing, that is His will. Because everything, as we know, that's just as we know, when we want to do something, just we do based on our plan. Without our plan or without a goal, nothing will be happen in our life. Because as we know, each pass what we want to do just based on our plan, we do. The same is true. God planned to do or to control this world by human race, by human being. That's why God created us, this world, to live this world. Because as we saw that last week, there are two world, the visible world and invisible world. Visible world means physical world and invisible world means heavenly world. Therefore God puts physical world to dominate by human being. If you want to read the Bible, just you can see Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. So why God created this, why God created this, where God put us, or why God brought us to this world. Why He? Because when you see the Revelation chapter 4 verse 10 up to 11, what He said, the 24 elders fall down before Him and who sits on the throne and they worship Him who lives forever and ever. They lay their crowns before the throne and they says, "You are worthy, our Lord and God, to receive the glory and honor and the power, for every created all things, and by your will they were created and have been." Because everything created by His will, because He has planned His own. That's why He got created. Because as we know, when we want to do something, just we have the plan to do something. The same is true. God created us to live this world. The same is true. Why God created, or why God put here, why God put us here, or why God brought us this world. Because we came to this world to control, to dominate. What God said Bible in the Bible. If you see the Bible, Genesis chapter 1:26, chapter 1:26, it say, "Then God said, I give you everything and seed." I mean, before that, what He said that. He said that after God created the whole world and God planned to control this way physical world by human being, therefore He said that let us make man in our image and our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the bird of the air, over the livestock, all over all the earth, and over all the creatures that have along the ground. So the God created everything. Then after God gave to the human being to control by them. So then God said, I gave you every seed bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with the seed in it. They will be yours for food. You see, so God created man to control. First He said, let us make man based on our image and likeness, to dominate, to control everything which is on this world. So God created us to control, to dominate this world. That's why we are dominating everything. So God created why God brought us here, or why we came to this world. One, to dominate this physical world. Two, to control everything which is found in this world. Three, to worship Him and to kneel down to Him. That's why we worship Him, because God did not. God doesn't like or worshiping of idol. That's why God hates people who worship the idol. That's why where we'll go. Therefore, the question where we'll go after we complete this our time we will go to heaven. Why? Because God created us to live in this world for the only temporal time. That's why we die, and we die, our life will go to heaven. So what the Bible says that if you see the chapter, John chapter 40 verse 3, and if I go and prepare the place for you, and I will come back and take you to be with me, that you also be where I am. You see, so this is promised from the Jesus Christ, when Jesus Christ came to the earth and he died to the whole world because of the sin of the man. So to redeem the sin of the man, the sin of the man, he came to this world, and he died, and he redeemed whole the world of sin. So after that he promised to us to come back again and to take to the heaven. That's why he said, I will come and I will take. So where will go? So we will go to the heaven, because Jesus promised to take us to the heaven, to take us to the heaven. If you see again John chapter 14 verse 18, I will not have you as orphans, and I will come to you. You see, I will not leave you as orphans, and I will come to you. You see, as you know, orphan means who does not have father or mother. That's why that time the people become aloneness, or a different kind of challenge will happen. So this kind of things will happen in our life. So to avoid this one things, he said that I will not leave you as orphans, I will come to you. That means to take us to the heavens again. Therefore we will go to the heaven, to live with him. This can happen when we believe in Jesus Christ. If we do not believe in him, just we are ignoring him at the time, it's difficult to go heaven, because if we people believe in him, that can be possible. If you do not believe in him, means you do not want to know about him. The way people do not believe in him, they are not allowing themselves to know Jesus Christ. At the time they are not, they will not get her inheritance or the heavenly place. If we do not believe in him, means we do not just create relationship. Therefore we should believe in Jesus Christ. When we believe in Jesus Christ, everything is just what we want, we can't get and can inherit in heavenly or eternal life. So because of that, when we believe in him, we make him our Father, our Creator, our Owner, our Lord, and our King. So as you know, if you make the heavenly King to be your king, you can become the citizenship of the heavenly kingdom. That's why believing in Jesus Christ makes you heavenly citizen. The last question is how our mind different from the living creature. Let me ask one question, but surprising thing, look, let me ask you a question. What do you think about when God breathed into Adam's nostril the breath of life, and as a man become living creeping? Look here, when God created the man, then he gave the life with the nostrils, and the man become living creature or living things. You see, when God breathed into his nostril, God shared or God gave some things to the man, because still of it we do not know what is that. That means alive, because the life that makes to be alive. Therefore we share that things. But if you think about animals, they do not. Bible never say that one. But Bible say only God created a man based on his image and his likeness. Then after God created it, then he gave the life through his nostril, and the man become alive. Therefore we share something with the God. That's why we think, we have the mind to think. You see, as you know, any kind of living thing cannot do this kind of thing. Look here, we human beings can plan, can do, can work, can control, can dominate, can identify bad and good, we can remember. But if you think about animals, they cannot do this all things. Maybe sometimes we compare that seven characters of which all living things takes place. That means, for example, which means 7 characters that is all living things do. That, for example, living things can grow, can adapt, can reproduce, can adapt the environment, just like regulation, metabolism, development, this kind of thing sometimes just make us too confused. We all look like animals and other things. This is the only body, but human creature is different from human system, or human is different from that one, because we saw that human being, to say human being, three component, we saw that spirit, body and the soul. So therefore we should believe. So when we ask this kind of the question, that makes us too close to the God, because we are created from him. And so therefore what I want to say is that when I conclude, this is the idea of this one. When I conclude this, all of us should believe in Jesus Christ. All of us should believe. When we believe in Jesus Christ, this everything become just simple to understand, because our heart is started to think about him. Then after we can identify simply without any kind of the problem. That's why I'm trying, brother and sister. So please, if it's possible, start to think about God and his kingdom, because everything which is found in this world is going to destroy, because everything given for this world is for limited period of time, not for the permanent life. So permanent life is given, only will be given when we go to the heaven. Therefore, God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Love you so much. God bless you. So share to your friends. Bye. See you. Have a nice day.